last Christmas, I was in hospital on a 6-week milk-only diet, and I've been asked here kind of what was that hospital stay for. Well, in Ireland, one of the things that the obesity clinic does offer to some of its patients is an inpatient program. They refer to it as a rehabilitation program. The idea is that you go into hospital, it's a specific ward just for this rehabilitation program. You have a milk-only diet for 6 weeks. You also get a lot of education, so there's more intensive nutrition support, there's more intensive support from psychology and also from physio. You also get additional support from occupational health, so that could be education sessions for things around pacing, but it can also be as well looking at what kind of aid you might need either while you're in hospital or actually to take home with you. So there's a lot of information that you get in a more intensive way that you don't necessarily get in the outpatient clinic. The idea as well is that you go into an inpatient program, one, so they can kind of manage your calories, but also can manage your health. So a crucial thing is you get loads of different assessments, and if you have ongoing health needs, then sometimes the time can be used to manage and stabilize those health conditions. In my case, particularly what was really helpful is that at that point I was housebound, my mobility was so bad. So a big focus, and I think a big reason why I was offered this program was to get me moving again. And again, not to get me running marathons, but just to be able to do everyday life. So everybody has daily exercise, so that's twice a day, that's led by the nurses, but then people will have additional goals based on their own needs. So for example, my additional goal was just to get out of the actual ward once a day, at least once a day, in order to get some movement in. It was also as well the place where I started Ozempic. Now you can get Ozempic or Wegovy from your GP. You don't have to go through this inpatient program. That was just how it happened to work out for me. So it was also a way for them to monitor how the medication was interacting with me, and actually it meant that I was able to go up the doses more quickly because it was an inpatient program and I had no side effects from the medication. So it did mean within 6 weeks I was already on 1 mg of Wegovy, which meant that I had more of an impact more quickly from the higher doses. While you're in the unit, you're really encouraged not to use your phone. You can have it during the evening. There's also no TV unless it's the evening. So the idea is that you also have a lot of time to think. You're encouraged to do things like journaling, think about food. What is your relationship with food? What happens when you're bored? The idea of milk in particular is because there's quite a lot of evidence it has lots of your nutritional needs. Don't do it at home. This was in an inpatient setting, but milk is quite a good one to get most of your nutritional needs. And we did also have lots of various different supplements, vitamins going on as well, including fibre and iron, to make sure that we were healthy during the process. The program is very much billed as a rehabilitation program. Lots of people do lose lots of weight, as you can imagine, because the calories are 1,100. I was not one of those people. I lost 4 kilos, which is about 9 pounds. But my big wins, if you like, was absolutely my mobility. Was by week 3 or 4, I was talking about being virtually pain-free. I went in with pain at a 6 or 7 on a daily basis. So to be able to say within a few weeks, mainly because of the Ozempic, but I think also because of the movement that I was doing and the compression I was wearing, I was actually in a place where I could start moving better. And what it did mean is that when I came out of hospital, there's still additional support that's more intensive than the general outpatient program. So they monitor you quite closely for the next 6 weeks as you start introducing food. And then after the 12 weeks, you're kind of reassessed again. And so for me, it was absolutely life-changing. The biggest thing about it was the mindset shift. I was actually really able to give space and time to think about it, but also get a lot of education. So for me, it really did rehab me. I didn't lose a lot of weight, but I got loads out of it.